Well, hi. So, I was sitting here listening to the news and just kind of listening to them ramble on, and all of us. Well, I just heard a police car somewhere. I think it's in front of me. So, they go on and they talk about how the world's ending, and it's if you depending on which radio station you listen to. It's, oh, the other side is bad, and then the other station is, oh, the other side is bad, and it's the end of the world and everything and all this stuff. But on both sides, left, right, whatever you want to call it, sorry, there's an ambulance that's about to pass me. They go through and they say, okay, we need this to fix America, we need this to fix whatever political situations going on, and then they're like, oh, by the way, you should buy this particular thing that they're advertising, or you should get this person's new book, or and that's what's killing me, is they sit here and talk about how serious and how dire and how like we have to do it now or else the world ends, or the country ends, or if this person gets elected, he's going to destroy the world, and if this other person gets elected, they're going to destroy the world. And hey, why don't you buy our book? Or why don't you buy this pillow? Or why don't you, buy this drug? Or, it's like, I understand they got to keep the radio station open to have radio. But if it's really that bad, then, you don't sit here and segue saying, hey, this person's going to destroy the world. Would you like a new mattress? So that's where I'm just having a hard time trying to figure out, who's right, who's wrong. Earlier today, I posted a video and kind of mentioned about the whole Jewish thing. And you sit here and I step back as an observer. I'm not going to sit here and say, I do have an opinion on who I think's right and who I think's wrong strictly by their actions. But that being said, is you have all these people who are against Israel, and they go into the streets and they march and everything, but they also, they're not really nice people. I'm not saying all of them are bad, but there's a lot more violence toward the Jewish religion than reversed. It's you don't see the Jewish religion as a whole going out and just doing strapping bombs to people and sending them into different places. I'm not saying they haven't messed up, but at the same time, it's not their MO. Which you look at the other side and they're like, hey, let's hide in a church, or let's hide in a hospital, let's hide in these areas where there's a bunch of people. And you think, okay, these are the bad people. But then you have to step back and look, and I'm talking about Hamas. Hamas would be considered the bad people, left or right. Everybody's, except for a couple, is pretty much saying they're the bad people. And it's just the poor Palestinian people, and it's just, it sucks to be them. But then you step back and look and say, well, they voted them into office. They all, well, not all, but there was a percentage of them that said, hey, we want you guys to run our area. And that's where I'm like, are they really innocent, in the eyes that they wanted these people to be in charge? And again, dude, what is up with these damn homeless people walking in front of traffic? This dude is just straight up, he's about to get hit by a bus. Or the truck. That's like 3 people in the past 2 days that just walk right out in the middle of traffic. Things are getting crazy. The world's ending, guys. And I'm not here to sell you a book or a freaking mattress. Yeah, the homeless people are on a whole nother level right now. I mean, they're just walking out in traffic, getting pissed off at you if you when you go and stop and don't hit them, then they flip you off and cuss at you. God, there's a breaking point coming. anyways, going back to what I was saying is, are we, innocent if we vote leaders in that destroy? And that's kind of where I'm going with this whole thing is, it's like, if it's really that bad, then it shouldn't be, I'm trying to think how to say this. This is what my brain does, as I'll sit here and listen to something and I think about something and say, okay, here, I'm going to say it. But, it's like the entire world seems to be against, let me rephrase. A good percentage of the world seems to really not like the Jewish people for a very, very long time. And I do want to say, a lot of people say, oh, the Jewish took the Palestine land. Well, it was given to them, which was under British rule, I believe, in early 40s. And if you go all the way really, really far back, it was the Jewish land. That's where they settled. And then it was the Ottomans and the Muslims that came in and basically kicked them out. Well, to be fair, it was also the Romans too. So, you got the Romans, you got the Ottomans, you got a lot of people that came to that land and was kind of messing with the Jews' little spot that they had claimed. So they finally got it back, and now they're not going to lose it. And I do think that this may be the final war for that area when it comes to the Jewish people. I don't know what that means. I don't know how far it's going to go, but listening to the talking heads all over the place, they're not playing, And to be fair, for those of you who watched Friday, and they had the little moment with Smokey talking about, hey, nobody's playing on these streets except you. Well, America is the ones that just kind of goofing off right now. Like, we're just, putting our toe in the water and saying, I ain't ready to jump in yet. And that's not a good place to be when everybody else is dead serious. I think it's like, 20 or 40 different attacks on U.S. bases over the past, I think, month or so. I don't know what the exact, I heard numbers, but I don't know which one's true or not. I can only tell you what I hear. But, we're in a weird place, and this is like the 11th damn scam call I've gotten today. I don't know what it is, but somebody gave my number out, I guess. But yeah, it's if it's really that bad, it just seems like, it's like they get all this. I think they're more or less just trying to hype us up and, sensationalize it and make us, only believe what they're saying and the other side's bad and everything else. And I'm sitting here stepping back and saying, both y'all really messed up, because, it's one thing to sell something, but it's how they transition into it. They say, okay, we have this expert that's coming on here and he's going to talk about blah, blah, blah. And what do you think? And how do you feel? And, oh, by the way, didn't you have a book that you're selling? Oh yeah, pick it up. That dude was either paid to be there to advertise his book, which most likely is the thing. A lot of doctors that go on to your local news station, he probably paid to be on there to advertise his practice. A lot of these little feel-good stories that you hear, a lot of them pay to be on the news so that they can, get the word out. Hell, I thought about doing it before I realized, the auctioneer license isn't going to work for what I wanted to use it for. So, anyway, that's kind of, just my thoughts on the particular moment. And, I do think that the world is in a very peculiar, I can't, it's in a strange place. Okay? And I don't know what's going to happen. I can tell you, hopefully y'all got some food stashed away. Hopefully, y'all somewhat prepared to hide. That's the best thing to do is when everything pops off, just find a good little hole to sit in, or a good little, piece of property way out in the boonies. You don't have to own it. Just know about it. and just go somewhere and just kind of chill out for a while. And I was actually talking with this one guy, and he says, well, what do you think about when the world just says, fuck it, and everything just turns to shit? I said, well, I know there's a lot more people than me, and I'm going to hide until I can't hide no more, because hopefully most of them kill themselves off, and then at least I might have a chance. He's like, I thought you were all this, gung-ho, everything. I was like, yes, I'm willing to protect myself. But if the whole world goes to crap, I'm hiding. I'm not going to jump out into the mix and trying to fight all these people. There ain't no way. That's why I've seen so many of my customers hoarding ammunition and 5-gallon buckets of food and everything else. And I was like, all you're doing is supply. And I'm talking about, when I say they're hoarding, this is like one, 60, 70-year-old man just, with a closet full of bullets. And I was like, you're not ever going to shoot all this shit. I'm getting ready for whatever happens. I was like, yeah, but you will be dead. If you had to fire all them rounds, you will be dead before you ever even got to the second row, of boxes. So, but anyway, that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. Just, and I've been in a weird place in my life because, I have these plans, I have these delusions of grandeur of all these things that I want to do, and I honestly don't know if I'll ever be able to do them. And I'm not going to go into the details of why, but, there's a lot of stuff in my life that I have to pay attention to. And, it's like we all want to go and do things, and very rarely do we ever get an opportunity to go and do things. So, and that's put me in a really, really weird funk. But I'm okay. I'm just, trying to figure out what the hell is happening, and do I have time to do kind of what I want to do. So anyways, I'm in the process of getting some stuff ready and building a bunch of doors, and hopefully in the next few days is going to be very interesting and lucrative. So I may not be selling a book, but I'm selling a bunch of doors. So, but on that note, peace, love, money, I'm out.